certain to walk away from cloture is Senator Snowe. You've been in a number of meetings with her over the past year. What does that mean, no Republican support? You said you want to see a substantial Republican support.
Well, yes, I do. Every major piece of landmark legislation has had some bipartisan support. Social Security and clearly civil rights. The challenge is if others don't want to participate, or you can't quite reach what they're after, you can't make it happen, and that's unfortunate. I think the voice levels, pro and con, have risen so high that the price of doing anything has also gotten very high. It's easier to do nothing than it is to do something, but it's not better. And I'm one who will not obstruct. That doesn't mean I'm going to support. But if I can't support something the way it is, I've always felt obliged to try to help get it changed so it could be something I could support. I did that with the last administration. I supported the president when I thought the president was right. I opposed when I thought the president was wrong, but I didn't obstruct. I always tried to find a way to work together. Whether it was a Gang of 14, tax cuts, or whatever it might have been, I sought to do that then, and I seek to do that now. I heard somebody back here.
Yeah, just last night, how did you get to that moment where you shook hands, or what did you tell Schumer and Reid about what you needed to do at that point after this very long day of negotiating?
Well, I wish I could remember exactly how that occurred. I'd have to say that this was an evolving process where if this proposal didn't work, then there were efforts to see about how you would modify it, to use Harry's word, jigger it, to try to find another way of getting the same result. And generally there's usually more than one way to get to something. The problem was you had with opt-in, opt-out, you had those who were opposed to either one, or in some cases probably to both, it seemed like, not in our room. Yes, on abortion, that's what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. So it seemed like if it's a matter of choice here, of having options, having one policy that does, and at least one, and potentially one that doesn't, people can make up their own minds. And if you already have states that have spoken about it by saying no, you don't want to disturb their local public policy. I still am a Jeffersonian when it comes to recognizing and respecting the rights of states to be able to make many decisions. It was one of the reasons why I thought the public option created a gigantic insurance operation run out of Washington. I don't think that's the way to do it, and I couldn't have moved in that direction. As a matter of fact, one of the major concerns that people had during the town hall meetings was that very thing. They didn't want Washington telling them, taking more of the insurance business and telling them what to do from Washington. And I heard them loudly and clearly.
Are you convinced that one national plan that has to be
multi-state plan, we call it? Well, the reason is because when you, pardon?
Are you convinced that it will be affordable? Your pro-life groups okay with the fact that there might only be one plan?
Well, it's up to the OPM to negotiate the best deal that they can. We trust them to negotiate our plan. I guess I have to trust them to negotiate a good plan there. That's why they've been put in charge of that. There won't be any effort to try to shade this. OPM won't attempt to do that. They don't have a policy interest here. They have an administrative interest here. Tell me when we're going home, and then I'll tell you. No, then I'll be watching for Santa Claus to come down my chimney back here, if that's the case. But I hope to be home as soon as I can possibly be home.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
What was sort of the last sticking point in that room, or the last? Can
Sticking
you describe
point?
it all just more how it came together last night?
Well, I think what happened is my chief of staff and I basically developed this idea. Well, people don't want want to opt in, people don't opt out. Let's offer at least a choice here between this plan and that plan. And if they don't like riders, then if you got a policy, it's not a rider, and you don't have to explain anything. You just have to. We'd already agreed on how to account for the money, the premium dollars, and so finding then the mechanism for the coverage was the next. And I guess we just stumbled on it.
And so was abortion the last issue you had resolved
Yes,
in
it
that
was.
room?
Yes, it was.
And did you actually shake hands at 10:30 last night? There was some
Yeah, we
discussion.
did.
And did you say I have to sleep on it, or I'm okay
Well, we
with
said we
it?
had to see the language. We had the concepts. We agreed we shook hands on concepts.
And then,
Pardon?
exactly what did you shake hands on?
Senator Leeds, Schumer, Representative from the White House.
Do I have to, like, Jim, Jim,
Well, because they're